Hey everybody, welcome back. This will be our second video, but it actually turns out this is our first country that we went to on our trip.
We flew from Knoxville to Philly where we had an 11-hour layover, and then we ventured into Dublin overnight. Our second day, in technical terms, we got a €25 distillery tour at the Jameson Distillery on Bow Street. So you can go in there. They kind of have an open timeline, but you can just go online and pretty much click what time frame you want. You go in, you're automatically greeted by this like beautiful, huge distillery that I was not expecting to look that elegant, if you will. Went up this really cool like spiral staircase, if you will, that was all stone and brick. The first step through your Jameson tour, you get these really cool tickets. You can pick out a free drink if you want to before or after the tour. From there, they take you into this history setting and they talk about all the past histories of Jameson, how it became Jameson, things like that. And then you go into where you find out how they made Jameson, how they've changed things throughout history of Jameson, which is really, really awesome to see kind of that history made with whiskey.
Put stuff on the tables where I'll walk you through them as we go along, guys, okay? Volume still. And this is where we get our grain whiskey from.
Then you go into this room that's like glowing in red. They have different whiskeys there for you to taste. And they walk you through the different aromas.
To the left is our crested, and then the one to the right is our black barrel.
It was a really cool experience to be able to go there and see and taste and just know the history behind Jameson.
Where are we headed to, home?
Heading to Guinness.
So we had to go see the Guinness Storehouse, but we didn't know that we needed tickets prior to.
And there was a long line.
Yeah, there was like a super long line. I think we were supposed to purchase tickets weeks in advance.
We stopped in at the famous Temple Bar right there.
It was packed. 3:30, 4 p.m. there.
Packed. Every seat in the house.
No seats available. And I'm like, let's get out of here.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
didn't
do crowds.
stay for that one.
Switch with me then if it's that big of a deal. Give the lady the chair.
All right, so the next morning we had to rush and get to our tour bus. Who do we use?
Wild Rover.
Wild Rover Day Tours. We took off out of Dublin down towards Kilkenny.
Then if you're looking for a cafe.
So our first stop there in Kilkenny was the Kilkenny Castle. And we proceeded around the grounds there at the castle, and then we went down to the riverfront. We did the first 30 minutes with the tour guide. So he went around, walked us around a few of the hot spots around Kilkenny, explained the history, explained what happened there, what still goes on there, and then the history that still takes place there with the wolf walkers being created there in Kilkenny, which is, I thought was very interesting.
After we left Kilkenny, we ended up going to the Wicklow Mountains, which was super, like, so much fun. It was right up our alley. We love doing all the hiking, outdoorsy things, so this was something that we were really looking forward to. It was just absolutely beautiful. You still had the fall color leaves, even being, you know, well in December. My hands are freezing, and somehow we always find ourselves on a hike, because that's what we love. Look at the scenery. Woo! Woo! Apparently there are fairies.
Yeah, so our tour guide told us that the rocks stacked around the base of the trees are homes for fairies. Interesting.
It was really cold once
Very
again.
cold, yes.
Definitely used my hand warmers, or I thought my hands were gonna fall off.
What are you doing back there?
I'm so cold. I need these.
On the trail itself, they have two different lakes that you can stop in at. They call them the lower lake and the upper lake along the river there. So we passed quickly by the lower lake, which is still beautiful in itself. But once we approached the upper lake, we fully understood why they do this tour and the beauty of the Irish countryside.
So once we finished our hike on Wicklow Mountain, we ended up going to the sheep farm that was about 10 minutes up the road from us. It was a really cool experience to see the gentleman there that owns the land, has been sort of given, like, inherited this land throughout generations of his family.
Mm-hmm. So as you can see in the video itself, there are different colors that are marked on the sheep, if they're able to breed or not, if they're male or female.
We also got to go and hold the little lambs.
Mm-hmm.
He had probably, what, like 10 plus little lambs in there that almost everybody got to kind of hold. They definitely smell. I was not, like, Cameron kept saying that they stink, and I'm like, oh, but they're little lambs, and, you know, no. Everybody
got to hold them, pet them, like she said, but once that happened, nobody kind of realized until we got into a confined space on the bus. They stink. And the whole bus reeked the whole way back. It was hilarious.
And for someone like us who can't go home and do laundry immediately, thankfully I got it out with our, like, fabric spray.
Thank you all so much for joining us on our amazing travels to Ireland. Please subscribe to follow our trip as we are posting every week with an adventure to new countries.